When I was in 3rd grade, I took out a book from the school library 11 times in a row. I'd read it, bring it back, and take it out again. "Are you sure you don't want to try something different today?" Mrs. Incan asked. Mrs. Incan was the elderly librarian who welcomed us into her room each week. She wore her perfect, wavy white hair short, was very tall, and I loved her. "Find a seat, children," she'd say quietly, as we pulled at the heavy chairs surrounding the long wooden tables. And even the boys, who were bustling with excitement, hoping to find books on dinosaurs and space stations, listened to her. We all did. "This is a very special place," she told us the first time we entered. "Each of you will be allowed to take 6 books home, but you have to promise to take very good care of them and return them next week." We nodded solemnly, waiting for the signal to get up and grab the books we wanted before anybody else did. "Again?" she asked me as she went to stamp the manila card that went into the sleeve in the back of the book. "Again," I said firmly. Little Witch was the story of 9-year-old Minx, whose mother was a witch who kept hundreds of jars filled with brightly colored powders on the kitchen shelves. When mixed together, a spell could be cast. Minx longed to go to school, to have friends, and to be like the other children, but her mother forbade it. She was in charge of making the black spell brew that her mother used to change rude children in the neighborhood into the potted flowers that sat on their windowsill. Every night, the witch flew around town on her broomstick, and every day she slept. Minx watered the flower pots carefully, speaking softly to them. At night, when her mother left, she would do her chores, including cooking up toad stew for her mother's morning toast, and then try to find a way to release the enchanted children. There was also a beautiful mute fairy whom she saw fleetingly in her mirror almost every day, gazing at her lovingly. I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say she looked a lot like Minx. Something about the powders on the shelves spoke to me. The colors, the potions that could be created, the magic that was just within reach. Minx experimented at night, pouring them into a large black kettle. She conjured up pixies and centaurs and nightmares, attempting to undo her mother's evil deeds. Minx spoke truth to the adults in town who stood in her way. She convinced the principal that she was entitled to be a student, even if she was the witch's daughter. And every morning, she risked her mother's wrath as she snuck out the door to go to school, despite not knowing how to read, despite having only one filthy dress to wear that she hand-washed herself. The kids at school brought her to tears. "Witch's child!" they screamed as they ran away, except one, an orphaned girl who lived with her 4 brothers and sisters and their great-grandmother in a large, messy house abounding with joy. She gave Minx chocolate chip cookies when she was hungry, defended her to others, and admired what a witch's child knew. She had the courage to be kind and to stand by her friend's side. I loved visiting with these girls day after day. They kept me company as I hid in my room, afraid of my father's temper, as he slammed doors and spoke to no one. I ached for their courage, a large black kettle, and the brightly colored powders that could keep me safe as I felt around Mrs. Incan, as safe as I always felt in the library.